The Ben Davis and Kelly K Show podcast on demand.
So group therapy is, you can always shoot us a message and we don't have an emotional connection with your situation. So we can just toss it out to our listeners and, try to help you out of your situation, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when a listener, a couple weeks ago had been dating this guy for 6 months and she Googled him, and she finds out he's not who he says he is. In fact, she can't even find anything about him and his career. She addresses it with him. He freaks out and he's all like, it's a red flag. And she's like wondering what we thought about it. So
we tossed a lot of things out there. There are a lot of things from like, that's a big red flag, you should leave him, to he might be working undercover for the government, might be like CIA witness protection program, like lots of things. Were tossed out there. I'm not sure how much we helped.
Right. So last night we got an update. Says, hey, Ben and Kelly, thanks so much for all your help. So I decided to start asking my boyfriend more specific questions about his job. Saying I was fascinated in his field. My guard is up, and I'm preparing my brain for the fact that I've been catfished in plain sight, and that he's not who I think he is. Plus, based on how he reacted the last time I asked him about his job and about Googling him, I didn't have a good feeling. Surprisingly, he was very open and answered my questions without pause. So I decided to ask him why he got so upset when I Googled him and nothing came up. He paused, took a deep breath, and told me that since we hadn't been seeing each other that long, I put him in an awkward position because of what he really does.
What does he really do? Oh, boy.
A
million things are running through my brain right now.
Well, she's there with you. She writes, I'm like, all caps, what do you really do? I'm thinking mafia, government, drugs, something bad, really bad.
Oh, she went to a dark place.
So he tells me not to freak out, which is the last thing you should tell a woman.
Uh-oh.
And proceeds to tell me that I'm right and he doesn't really do what he told me he did.
Okay, what do you do, sir?
And that's why nothing came up when I Googled him. He then told me he was embarrassed to admit he has no job.
Oh.
And he's been living off his grandparents' inheritance for the past several years. So I press and ask him, where do you go every day? And he tells me nowhere. He told me he games and he volunteers at a local shelter.
I like the volunteering.
Yeah. So she writes, so I feel like poop. I was sitting here getting ready to throw the book at him and he totally flips it. Now, I'm not sure about him not working, but at least he's not in the mafia. Thanks, Ben and Kelly.
At least he's not in the mafia. Mic drop. I'm out. Oh, my gosh.
So I don't know.
I needed her to follow up and say, well, would you like to find a career? Because that's what I'm just thinking. Like, is that because eventually grandma and grandpa's money's going to run out, right?
So I'm thinking he's manifesting something he wants. He's telling her he wants to do this. And so now he just needs the push to like take him in that direction, whether it's to use some of that inheritance to go to school and become whatever he's saying he is, or I don't know, go towards that.
Or he just thought that sounds like a successful profession. So I'll just tell her that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, and Sally texts in and says he still lied. No way to start a relationship. I mean, that's true. He did.
Well, yes. I kind of get now why he was embarrassed to admit that, especially when you start dating someone new. However, I did need her to kind of follow up and just like, so is this your life plan?
Yeah, I know. I was a little bit weirded by the fact that she just kind of went with it. Just like,
I know.
Okay, sure. All right.
Like, okay, that's fine now. But so what is our 5-year
So hang on a
plan?
second. I bet that even could be a lie. Who knows? Maybe he really is in the mafia. And he's I just volunteer in my spare time.
Listen, you're making her
I'm
a little bit
I'm making it
more paranoid.
Paranoid, right? All right. So anyways, there's your update.
I don't know what to do with that. I don't know if I feel like I didn't get closure. I mean, I kind of did. But now I kind of need to know, like, are you ever going to find a job, sir?
Yeah, right. Susie texts in, what shelter does he supposedly volunteer at? I'd be stopping in and verifying his story. He's already lied, so why wouldn't he lie about that, too?
No, he's saying, like, you know what? I love that. I want to volunteer with you.
Yeah, can I volunteer with you?
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, thank you for the update. Keep us updated on this growing saga here with 99.7 DJX.